This is Sportscentre.
Hi, I'm Luca Celebre filling in for Marissa Roberto, and this is Digital Sportscentre presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. Team Canada is set tonight for their first test ahead of the World Junior Championship, and earlier today they named Braden Yeager team captain, and Tanner Molendyke and Callum Ritchie assistants. They take on Switzerland tonight in the first of 3 pre-tournament games. Canadians look to get back to the podium after losing to Czechia in the quarterfinals last year. You can catch the action at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TSN. And just a reminder, the World Juniors begins Boxing Day. Canada kicks off its tournament against Finland. Tonight in the NHL, we've got a matchup between two teams who have had awfully similar seasons. The Oilers and the Bruins. Both got off to a pretty slow start this year, but they've begun to pick things up. In late November, both Boston and Edmonton were fringe wildcard teams. But after recent winning streaks, each team finds themselves comfortably in a playoff spot, and within a few points of the division lead. So what has turned the Oilers and Bruins season around? For Boston, it's hard to look anywhere else but the head coach. The Bruins fired former Jack Adams winner Jim Montgomery after the team's slow start, and brought in Joe Sacco to take his place. And Boston's record before and after the coaching change shows a night and day difference. And if this story sounds similar, it's because it's almost exactly what the Oilers did last year. After an even worse start than Boston had this year, Edmonton swapped Jay Woodcroft for Chris Knobloch. And again, there was a huge improvement almost immediately after the coaching change. And speaking of the Oilers, it's been the heroics of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl that have helped turn their season around. These two are once again near the top of the league in points, but their play over the last 2 weeks has been especially impressive. Edmonton's won 5 of their last 6, and in that period, both McDavid and Draisaitl have averaged over 2 points per game. And they've either scored or assisted on over 2/3 of Edmonton's goals over that span. With how similar these two teams have been, we should be in store for a great matchup tonight. Time now for M&M'S Huddle. So let's huddle with our home team and dive into Thursday night football. And it's a pivotal AFC West showdown between the Broncos and Chargers. The Broncos come into this one with a win and you're in scenario. They bring their 4-game winning streak to LA with a chance to book their ticket to the playoffs. And the Broncos are catching the Chargers at a pretty good time. LA's lost their last 2 straight games, including last week when they were smoked 40-17 by the Bucs. For Denver, it's been a long time coming. They're looking to make the playoffs for the first time since winning Super Bowl 50. So that was back during the 2015-16 season. And since then, it's been 8 long seasons. That's the longest playoff drought ever for a Super Bowl champion. And although Week 6 saw the Chargers defeat the Broncos, it's been a different story since. Denver's been playing some great football in the latter half of the season. And since that loss to the Chargers, they've won 6 of their last 8 games. And that's largely in part to the play of Bo Nix, who since that Week 6 matchup has looked great. The Broncos QB has 17 total TDs and just 6 interceptions over the last 8 weeks. And he's averaging over 236 passing yards per game. But that goes without saying, you can't just discount Justin Herbert and the Chargers. And there is a path to the playoffs for them in Week 16 as well. While LA can't clinch Thursday, they can get into the playoffs this week by beating the Broncos and having the Colts and Dolphins both lose on Sunday. So a lot on the line in our first game of Week 16. And as always, you can catch the action right here on TSN. It's the Broncos and Chargers at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, 5:15 p.m. Pacific. Time now for my favorite segment, and yours, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
So there's Fast, and then there's this kid Fast. We don't know what he's training for exactly, but I think it's safe to say this little guy might have a bright future in whatever sport he plays. Anytime I'm on the treadmill and the speed is at like 10, like I don't know if all treadmills are the same, but I feel like I'm gonna just die and my legs are gonna just flip out from under me. That was so impressive. 17.5 miles per hour. That's ridiculous. This next one is an all-timer. It's just 2 kids having a good time, reminding us there's more to sports than just the competition.
At his knees, buddy, go ahead. At his knees, good job. Push, push, push. Push, 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 good job. Now get on top, get on top. Carson, go, buddy. At his knees, go ahead.
Honestly, my favorite part of this is the Cheetos onesie that kid is wearing. Onesie is definitely not the correct term for singlet. I think that's the term for what wrestlers wear. Outstanding drip and even better sportsmanship. Let's turn our sights back to Thursday Night Football, and it's time for one of our favorite segments, the weekly FanDuel Fast Facts. You know how it goes, 40 seconds on the board. Try and get through as many as I can. We checked the tape last week. I definitely got 6. And here we go again. The over-under for this game is set at 41.5 on FanDuel. Just once over the last 5 meetings between the Broncos and Chargers have we seen more than that. Their meeting back in Week 6 saw just 39 points scored. After going the first 9 weeks of the season, only finding the end zone once, Courtland Sutton has scored 4 touchdowns in the last 5 games. He's a plus 150 to score anytime tonight against the Chargers. Bo Nix has thrown 11 interceptions this season, with 5 of them coming over the last 2 weeks. He threw 1 in Week 6 against the Chargers, and he's minus 140 to throw another INT tonight. Over the 3 Thursday Night Football games Justin Herbert has played in, he's thrown 7 TD passes and at least 2 in each game. You can get his 1.5 line tonight at plus 108. Broncos come in a league best 11-3 this season against the spread. That also includes 6-1 on the road, which is second best in the NFL. They're currently 2.5-point underdogs against the Chargers. Rookie receiver Ladd McConkey comes into this game with at least 6 receptions in 3 of his last 4 games. He had just 5 last week against the Bucks. His over-under set at 5.5, and you can get it at minus 120. Okay, so I got to the 6th one. It wasn't quite as impressive as my last performance, but I feel like these fast facts were a little more wordy, so great job, as always, to the team. These are great facts. That's all for today. We'll be right back here tomorrow at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. Have a great day.